All right, so going back to the last podcast, when we talked about the men wearing tights.
The leggings.
Wait. So men wearing leggings?
Yeah.
So
I feel like men have always worn leggings.
So you know how all the girls walk around wearing the leggings?
Right.
We asked the question why is it not socially acceptable for dudes to walk around in like Lululemon style leggings?
Man, look, I done went to the beach and seen a man with his ass out. There's nothing wrong with a man wearing leggings, bro.
Thank you.
I was more offended with the man running in the beach with just his balls covered up with his ass hanging out versus seeing a dude in tights.
Well, Trey, my thing was this: for me, as a bigger dude, it's not comfortable. That's just the bottom line.
But it's not about
it's
you
not
being comfortable. It is about the fact that if you say a dude wearing leggings, everybody in society's first reaction is all like, "Oh no!"
I mean, don't dudes in all the Shakespeare plays wear
yes.
leggings? And
okay, but now one thing we can't.
That was Robin Hood Men in Tights.
One thing we can.
That was in my head, bro. Yeah.
One thing we can agree on is the female form is the more attractive form. So it's going to be a lot for everybody across the board. Women will admit that women look better than men. Even straight women will admit that women look better than men.
Yeah, but
so female is the more attractive form of the human species.
But you were saying that you couldn't wear leggings because you didn't want your dick print to show. But I'm saying I got the solution.
I didn't say that.
I got the solution.
They said that.
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
you said
we
that.
We determined that two of the people here wasn't impressed with their own package. That's what we decided.
I am infatuated with
discussion.
So
because I was saying some people, it might not be socially acceptable because there are going to be those people out there who are not going to see it as a good thing because they have small packages.
What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying anything about me.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm saying
it is.
Well, I'm glad I buy my packages.
I'm glad, but I got the solution for all of it. We're gonna create tights like Reebok pumps. It's gonna have a little pump in the waistband. That it's gonna have a little pocket that you can pump it up, and it'll actually make an air imprint in your tights.
Somebody give this man a contract.
Right. No, you're going to be able to find those on southbeachbeard.com.
I'm still waiting on the check from South Beach.
Listen,
Beard. 3 podcasts later.
The money is good.
Three clear yet.
I haven't even got any free samples.
The money is good, and there is a very in bad taste joke all in there. But we're going to leave it alone.
Okay. At least I know I can get free condoms somewhere. I can't even get a free sample of the South Beach beer.
Listen, bro, I give you a bottle right now.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you something. This pimping that I got in my blood, it came from a family tree. My granddaddy was a pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping since pimping. Damn! Where's my bitches? If it had not been for the Lord, I wouldn't have had another bitch come into my life. Tell her, Potter. Oh, you think it's funny, bitch? This is pimping here. I've been on Wheel of Fortune, Prices Right. Oh, bitch, it's funny. Come on with it. Oh, boy, y'all rather piss off that crew than piss off Potter. Oh, it's funny. Keep on laughing. Bring your face over here. Play that shit.
This is exhilarating. But don't get the wrong idea. Megan and I have never done anything like this before. We're virgins.
Well. The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
I'd like to welcome all you ignorant-ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Real hating, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you a born a hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate, but, man, I mean, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? Hey, man, that's played out.
You're bitches. Better recognize.
So, thank you for joining us for another episode 2Dab Crew podcast. This is episode 11. I'm Baby Powder, joined by
Dre.
Andre's here. DJ Will Knight.
Well, everybody, I'm a special guest. I'm Tre'iLLi.
Yeah.
And it's your boy, Ergoff.
We're here today to discuss some topics. Hopefully somebody got something to talk about today.
I got some.
Okay.
Well, let's introduce our special guest. Let's see who she's about.
Tell the viewership a little bit about you.
Well, I'm gonna quit acting like I'm shy and shit for one.
I was gonna say,
right.
your ass.
I mean, do we need to make you a drink? Do we need to get you in there?
I don't need no drink, man. You know, I had me a nice little blunt, so I'm chilling. I mean, my name's Tre'iLLi, man. I'm an artist, a dancer, performer. People want to say I'm an activist. I'm not an activist. You know what I'm saying? I just believe in what's right. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I know right from wrong, and there's a lot of wrong shit going on. So, yeah.
You got a social media to shout out?
Oh yeah, facts. If y'all want to follow me, you can follow me on IG and Twitter. Sir_Fly Guy FLYGUY_Illy ILLI.
Yeah, and we'll have a link in the description of the podcast.
Oh yeah, man.
Links and all that. I mean, I can't help you though because this is a podcast 11. I ain't got no new followers.
Well, hey,
but the ones that roll with us roll hard and listen to every episode.
It's nice to meet all 10 of y'all, whoever's listening. Thank you for
tuning
in.
We do have a France plug. I got somebody in France that's listening
Shout
to all the
out
episodes.
Right.
That's about it. We did get Cambodia.
We international up in here.
International love is the greatest.
I was wondering where the Cambodian breast milk was.
Hey, stay out of my head, man.
I was thinking that too. I'm not even gonna lie. I think everybody instantly started thinking about Cambodian breast milk.
And he's saying it.
Right,
exactly.
What was that Chappelle when he was making the band? He was Diddy. He's like, y'all got to go down to Queens to get me some Cambodian breast milk from a real Cambodian immigrant. Take a picture of a midget holding these balloons. So what we got today, Andre?
All right. So this topic that I want to talk about first and foremost is, all right, so we're going to call back to a previous episode. We were talking about OnlyFans, right? So we were talking about OnlyFans, and we went through all the numbers and doing it, right? But if you started, I was talking to a dude, and you and your girl, you posting pictures of her online, and you're like, fuck it. People is asking for like custom photos. We're going to do an OnlyFans. Would you be upset that she is okay showing her face on her OnlyFans page?
This is a good question.
And then as the dude, are you an asshole for telling her not to show her face and getting mad at her for showing her face?
Well, so check this out, though. I don't think I would have an issue with it because I think with OnlyFans, like they can't screen record or anything like that. And if they do, I think that, there's consequences to that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and, female gonna do her anyway, bro. You kind of got to clear that insecurity.
All right. So, I'm still very.
I'm sorry. If you got attractive female friends, I'm pretty sure a majority of boys is already beating off to them in their head. So. Yeah.
I'm still naive to this whole OnlyFans stuff. So,
okay, how can I educate you?
So bring me back to the education, all right?
Okay.
So this is an app or a website?
Both.
So if it's a website, they can't stop you from the print screen button, right?
No.
All right. So then I guess somebody could pay a subscription to you and then screenshot and then repost for free.
Right.
All right. So then that kind of throws the whole thing into your logic of making the money because I see the dollar signs in your head.
Well, no, we're past the dollar signs because we know you're gonna make bank. But back on topic.
No, but what I'm saying is, what you was like, would you be mad if she showed her face? Like, who cares if she showed her face? Like, it's the other shit you don't want nobody else to see.
Well, obviously she's showing both, so that's that. Like,
so who gonna pay for the headless titty pic? Who actually want to see that?
I mean, there's some weirdos out there that will actually.
Right. They like the mystery of like, oh well, I don't actually know what she looks like.
Right, because they could put the in their head, they could put the face of the person they're crushing on in that place as a placeholder.
What's the point of paying for that though? Like okay, so to me, like if you was gonna pay for a naked picture, you would want the whole package. If I'm paying for it. Right, if it was for free, who gives a fuck? If you was paying for it, you gonna want to see the whole thing. Right, I would assume.
I would assume that too. So I mean, allowing the gentleman to weigh in here, like, so I'm a business owner, and I feel like eventually the business will grow into the point to where I'm a known person, and I just feel like for me personally, where I don't think that I could actually like, I don't feel like I'm in any position to dictate. I wouldn't want my partner to do that in particular, because then I'm inviting that scrutiny once you become something in the public's eye. And I know that's looking towards the future, but even standing currently, like, you don't know who you know that may run across that, and I just would rather not have that conversation.
Well, it was something they started together. So like together, like they just, you know, it was fun, it was kinky. Like together they would post pictures online, and then they were like, screw it, we'll, as a little side hustle, we'll start our OnlyFans. But now dude is upset because she's okay showing her face, and he doesn't want her doing that.
As far as sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes sense.
I mean, that's
so,
like porn.
Yeah.
So you got a couple.
What's the difference?
You pay for it.
Well, I guess it might, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a couple,
Right.
And then they were taking pictures of themselves having sex, but there was no faces involved.
Right. They would post it online, but no faces and stuff.
And then now she want to put her face out there, or is she just okay doing it?
She's okay doing it, and dude is freaking out. He doesn't want her face out there.
But his
And
face is okay.
Mad. No, he doesn't want his face out there either. But he's getting mad at her because he thinks something's wrong with her because she's okay with having her face out there on nude pics.
What does she do for a living?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
What does he do for a living?
It doesn't matter. We're not gonna put that out there.
Man, this sounds like it's you coming here for your own relationship advice?
Listen, man. Sometimes I just need help. No,
I mean, I can understand why you don't want your face on OnlyFans because you ain't even got no haircut.
I'm not making no money on OnlyFans. But
your haircut game is trash.
Right.
I mean, you gonna need to borrow.
Listen, man, this is Corona hair.
You need to borrow one of her.
This is Corona hair. Okay,
hair. What do you want?
I'm gonna.
You look like you got a mullet.
He
look. I don't know what the hell you got going on over there.
This is shag carpet.
You need to borrow one of Ergal's bowling hats.
Bowling.
Who gives a fuck what it's called? You need to get mad.
Listen.
But back on topic.
Don't disrespect the brim.
But back on topic. What do you think?
Again, like I said, with an eye towards the future, like I feel like people don't realize once you put something out there, it is forever, and you have to be kind of, you have to be protective of your image, of your likeness, and all these things, because at the end of the day, everybody has a dream of being successful. Not everybody is going to achieve this dream, but you have to think, okay, what if I do blow up? What if I do make it? What if I'm successful in my career or whatever? Like, do I really want to invite this? Because we know people are going to come out of the woodwork and find your dirt.
Yeah.
So that's one that I just would rather not have to deal with.
So for me, I would say, nah. I mean, like, you wouldn't want, unless they was down with that. I mean, if they got a career in maybe adult film or something later on, or modeling. I mean, some people don't care if that gets out there, but if she's trying to be a respectable, like financier later on in life, you probably don't want that shit out there.
Absolutely
but
not.
Again, I guess it depends on the career path that they decide to go, because you don't know. I've read some stories that chicks do like OnlyFans and make like $20,000 a month.
Right.
So I mean, like maybe that's the way to go. You can sell your body, but you know what? Titties get saggy over time.
Yeah, but in a year you're making $300,000, man. Like, titties don't go saggy in a year.
Hey, listen,
it take a while.
And NFL players make $1 million. Most people are going to spend that $300,000. That I mean, it's not like I'm making $300,000 a year.
I'm not spending no damn $300,000.
NFL and NBA players get over $1 million contracts, and then they still be broke.
Yeah, it's been scientifically
it's called crack
that
cocaine.
The more you make, the more you will spend because people want gratification. And when they realize that they can afford these things, then that's what they start buying.
If you know anything about the government, they're going to come up with some type of drug to get that money back from you.
Oh, wow.
It's something. I mean, like, they made crack, they made, and shit like that, and dispersed it, and they realized they couldn't get white money, so they made Viagra. So they still taking white people money regardless somehow. You may not want to snort coke, but I bet you want your dick to get hard at 35. So Viagra costs $20 a pill. That ain't no cheap shit. I mean, you can get high for less than $20.
That's true.
So I'm gonna go with if they career minded is in the adult field, sure, put the picture out there. But if it just seemed too risky because there ain't no protection. You know, like you can't protect people from taking screenshots or even taking a picture with another picture and putting your shit out there. So,
and you know what, baby? I think we're thinking along the same mind. You know, we have the same mindset when it comes to that. A lot of people do things for the instant gratification of it, whether it's the money, whether it's the notoriety or what have you. But people rarely have, you know, an eye towards the future and realize that, hey, there are consequences to the actions that I'm making right here and now. And that's not, you know, a lot of times when we bring up the word consequences, then the very next word is victim blaming. And not everything that you do, you are a victim in. Sometimes you chose, you know. And so in this particular case, especially, you're not a victim. You knew what you were doing. You got naked. You put your face. You chose not to blur it out.
Does he have a right to be mad at her?
Let me tell you who.
Hold on.
Let me tell you who a real victim
If
is.
it wasn't in the agreement, no, he does not. But if it was some type of agreement, then he has every right to be.
I don't get why he would be mad though. Like if she's just saying she's okay with it. She's not actually out there doing it.
I mean, now let me ask you this: are they swingers? Does he?
It's his fault.
Does he put off the persona that he's the kind of person that's not?
Whose idea was it to get her to do it in the first place? His?
Exactly. See,
I don't know. So that's like being a drug dealer and then somebody getting addicted to drugs and you being mad because they want another hit.
Yeah.
Like how the fuck you gonna be mad if you put the bitch naked body out there to begin with and now you mad because she want to put the face to match? Maybe she try and get some clout.
That's why I asked those qualifying questions. Yeah.
But that's the way I look at it. Like everybody's all like, "Oh yeah, man, that stripper, that porn star is so hot." But then when you wipe them up, suddenly you don't want them out there like that. Like that shit don't make sense to me to begin with. I was just asking because like, is he right to be mad?
Hell no.
I got something to say about that. That looking toward the bigger picture shit about what you were saying. You know, it's your future. But I think if you're doing it for a reason. And if you do make it big like that, I think it's more about overcoming whatever's out. Does that make sense? Like,
well, no, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, look, you got Melania Trump. She posed for Playboy, and obviously she overcame. She's the
exactly.
Lady. And nobody says
However,
shit. Nobody says shit.
But I can still go and Google her titties.
But
you
why
see
should
what I'm saying?
I feel like at a
but
point,
she's still first lady.
I feel like
first lady. That's not gonna stop her from being first lady.
Exactly.
Right.
At
So
a point,
what does it matter?
Look. At a point, you got to get to where you're like, that's behind me. I'm just gonna keep doing me and prospering for the point of myself.
The point is, do you want to deal with people keep bringing that up? And that's the point.
It's gonna happen regardless.
They brought things up against, you know, previous first ladies for these petty reasons, but maybe she wants to leave that behind, you know?
Yeah.
And they're not going to let her leave that behind.
But if you got a banging
that's something
ass body,
that she's going to have to accept. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day. It's what comes with it.
I got a perfect example for you. Mia Khalifa. She only did porn for 6 months. That's it. Everything you've ever seen of her was done in a 6-month span.
Well, she did a lot of fucking.
Like, not really. And if you listen to her story, she didn't even get paid that well for it. And then she went on to have like a couple of different careers of like sportscasting. So she overcame the whole porn thing to become a sportscaster.
But all right, but every time
and
you
I
see
don't know her
what
for
you
any
think?
of her sports.
I'm thinking about her taking loads to the face.
Right, exactly. I don't even know anything about her sports.
I wish the viewers could see his hands when he took those loads to the face.
That's
like a pro.
I feel like that's a different story because that's what she came out like. She came up as like she got out. She broke out as.
Yeah, but that's
I think
are you sure she's not still doing things? Because I know like a couple of years ago she was tweeting somebody if they won, she was fucking them or some shit.
It's way different though because that's porn and this is just naked pictures.
OnlyFans is just as big.
It's just
it's getting as big as like
there's way difference between taking a naked picture and taking 2 dicks to the face.
Yeah, but
okay. Some OnlyFans is 2 dicks in the face.
I've never seen an OnlyFans page, so I could tell you. I've only been on onlygiraffes.com. That's the only shit I've ever seen.
All right. So I guess we beat it. Like, all right, he's right, somewhat justified to be mad. I guess.
Nah. I don't think he got the right to be mad if he introduced
like I said,
her to it.
If there wasn't no agreement, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, like shit, how you gonna sit here and start the shit and then get mad because you want to have face?
I think the general consensus is with a lot of situations, it's situational. Nah, if he wasn't with her showing her face from the beginning, if he laid that out there and then she just decided, oh, this is fun and it's been getting so turned on, I really want to spice it up or add it a notch, then no. But if he was like, hey, you need to do this, then hey, bro,
he was the deal.
You wanted the bull, you got to deal with the horns.
Listen, you can't be mad when your neighborhood is full of addicts at the end of the day if you selling in the same neighborhood.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
All right, side question now. How salty would you be if you broke up with a chick over this and then she started making like $100,000 a month?
I wouldn't care because I got my own shit. So I'd
be kind of salty.
I ain't got $100,000 though.
I'm not saying that I'm rich, but all my needs are taken care of. And so I'm not, I wouldn't feel a cut because I'm not with you for a reason. Listen, so I don't care what the fuck you do after that.
You wouldn't be a little salty. She come out making $100,000 a month.
My ex-girlfriend make more than that, and she ain't even a stripper or an OnlyFans model.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to nobody.
Thank you.
Look, you get $100,000, girl. Hey, let me take the pictures.
Right.
Yeah, we gonna boost this shit up. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's keep investing.
Okay.
I'm sorry I trailed off because he said he got his own and I'm still waiting on that South Beach beer check to come in. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here thinking about my money and I'm like, yo, where is it? I'm about to beat you up like Stewie did Brian. You got money for a fake mustache. Where's my money?
I'm gonna hit you with the corporate statement. It's in the mail.
It's like my stimulus check.
It's in the mail.
But stimulus checks.
So I wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
So what do you all think about it? Just generally, basic idea of how good or bad the stimulus check is.
I don't give a fuck about that damn stimulus check. Send another one.
I could use another one.
No, I think they fucked up a lot of shit by doing a stimulus check because now you got people unemployed and you got a country to rebuild with all this shit going on, and you ain't gonna have no money because the country ain't gonna be so much deficit.
We don't have money anyway, and there are people that.
Don't.
Go ahead.
That's true. No, I was saying, I know we don't because I think we owe China money.
We owe
a lot of other countries money.
That's kind of the way. That's kind of the way the government works, though. Like they'll print money and they'll take out. They'll sell bonds. Like that's what bonds are. So they'll sell those bonds. So technically, when they say we owe China money because they buy a bunch of our bonds, but technically we owe a lot of people money.
Well, we didn't owe anybody money when William Jefferson Clinton was president. We actually left. I wanted to call this man. I want to put some respect on it. I want to put some respect on that pimp name.
The difference is that like the amount of money we generate in a year, we spend well over that.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Well,
so like we're spending more than we actually generate.
Overspending,
in a year.
just say overspending.
Yeah, so that brings me to my point that we don't have money anyway, and so if our GDP is a theoretical number anyway, why not make it more comfortable to where people who were directly affected by COVID-19, why not make it to where they can pay their bills?
It ain't about COVID no more, though. I mean, with all this shit going on.
But the stimulus check was a result of COVID.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have cut those checks if it wasn't for COVID.
That was to try and keep businesses open.
But the stimulus check was given to a lot of people who didn't need it.
Right.
Well, they should have gave a little bit more.
So
welfare goes to people that don't need it. So if that's the case, let's make sure that our screening process is for that. And by the way, it's like, 72%? I can actually look this up, but it's like 72% white people. So don't say the blacks and the Hispanics are abusing welfare. But anyway, welfare is being misappropriated.
Wow,
who said that?
I am meeting a common, argument before it even hits my doorstep because don't at me. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. I
ain't got no argument. I think stimulus.
Oh, I'm not talking about you guys. We're all somewhat similar.
He's talking about the listeners out there that
absolutely
are not colored.
Might be a red hat.
I see people still homeless and jobless, and then you give people like this motherfucker here a bonus, like a stimulus. He go out and buy like a digital watch and some other stupid shit.
I invested a lot of my stimulus check into stocks, so technically it wasn't that bad of a thing. And second of all, the stimulus check could have been used, like the money they took out for the stimulus could have been used for something better for the community and the
so what about all the people that lived in affordable housing now that don't have no place to live?
Exactly.
So you talk about like here's a stimulus check to the people who still were cashing checks every 2 weeks. We gave them more money because we didn't want to actually sit there and file. Hey, you filed unemployment, so I'm gonna give you an extra $2,000 to try and get yourself through. Buy a suit, go get a damn job.
Yeah.
But no, we gave people like you money, so you could go buy a whole bunch of frivolous shit and invest in whatever you did with it. You didn't need it though.
Yeah.
Because there's still homeless people on the street every day.
Nah, it's bad.
I used it for exactly what they meant that money for. I took that money, I put it in the stock market, I turned it into $2,400, and then I lost $1,500 of that. So I did exactly what the government wanted me to do with that money.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean,
it's stupid because with that money they could have done a lot more to.
But that's not what it was about. It was about keeping the economy afloat, and the only way to do that is to give people. It's called a stimulus check. You're giving people money with the idea, I want this person to go blow this money on bull crap to keep the economy running.
I feel like that's what.
Well, I spend mine on food.
I feel like, exactly. I feel like that was what people think was the underlying reason, but I really feel like it was to give people that were very concerned about not being able to pay bills, a way to pay those bills. Because let's think about it: if you wanted to get people to blow money, it doesn't work if all the fucking places are closed and everything was closed.
Absolutely correct.
That's why the president was pushing everything to reopen.
Well, that was foolish, and I'm glad it didn't open when it did, because even when it did open, then here we go with all these new fucking cases. But I really think at the end of the day, at least on the Democratic side of things, they were worried about settling the unrest that came with, not being able to pay the bills, having the kids at home, incurring those extra expenses that you come into. Like, you got to feed your kid now. Now you're not relying on the school system to feed your kid breakfast and lunch. You got to feed them breakfast and lunch. You got to still put, the bills didn't stop. Mm-hmm. And so even in that, they had, extra measures to make sure that people weren't evicting people that couldn't pay their rent. They were making sure that these mortgage companies would give some forgiveness on missing payments and things like that. So I think, yes, they did want to keep the economy somewhat solvent. And I know that Trump, being the narcissist that he is, would love those numbers to stay up. But the overall concern was for how are we going to settle the unrest of the people that are really worried about having to stay home and not having, a job. And stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a little bit of both, and I get what you're saying, but I think that it kind of achieved some of what it was.
What good is it? I'm stuck home, and you give me $1,200. What you're encouraging me to go out? Yeah. So what we were trying to do was boost an economy.
No, it's encouraging an unresponsible person to go out because, like she said, like Trey said, she went and paid and bought groceries. People paid rent. People, what you do with that, it's just like the tax return. People get their tax returns and they think
a tax return is your money.
It's your money, but still. But what I'm saying is, that's money that was taken out of your check that you would otherwise not see, that they decide they want to give back to you because we allow them to do that. But anyway, that's a whole different situation. But people think that's an excuse to go and buy this, that, and the other. What you do with the money when it's in your pocket, that's not on the government. You make the decision to go and spend that money, or you make the decision to be responsible and pay for your bills.
But for them to sit there and suddenly generate this many $1 trillion but then 5 months ago they didn't have money for the school system.
Yeah.
Public schooling is a continued decline. If you look at kids these days, they dumb as fuck. You know,
they're learning everything from the internet.
I'm just
Learn
being
everything
real.
from the internet.
I'll be real. Like, you can't go into school and barely see a pen and paper anymore because they do everything by typing. They don't know handwriting. They can't do cursive. They can barely add and subtract. They use fucking.
They don't know multiplication
exactly.
tables
But
in
that's
their
what
head.
I'm saying. So you got money that you couldn't invest in the school system, and I don't care about the stimulus. Like, you could go ahead and stimulate, but if it was so easy for you to generate that type of money, why the fuck have we been just letting the school system continually decline?
I'm going to tell you, they caved because they didn't want what they're getting right now with the riots. They didn't want
I was just about to speak on that. That's why they're trying to, defund the police. Like, why would you defend, like public school systems and healthcare facilities and stuff like that, but y'all won't defund the police and they over here fucking up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
anytime they feel that their head is on the chopping block, yes, they're going to move. And this was a situation where they say, you know what, we got to move on this thing, or our heads are on the chopping block. So I get it. There's absolutely a double standard. There's absolutely hypocrisy in the U.S. government. We all know that. They're not really for us. They're just for whatever the agenda is and themselves. We get that.
Yeah.
But we as American people have to be able to see through the bullshit. And here's the thing. You don't just change this by being able to see it. You have to go out and you have to put people's head on the chopping block. And so we have to keep the same energy that we have now during these protests when it comes time in November for local and federal elections. Because if we don't have our feet on their neck, if we don't keep that energy, things are just going to return.
I feel like that comment was in bad taste about putting any kind of leg extremity on somebody's neck.
No, put your knee in America's neck.
Okay.
Exactly. It is a figure of speech.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to invoke any kind of anger. It's common figure of speech.
We're angry still anyway, so rah.
Listen, and we're not even in a
I'm
PC
just gonna go.
society.
I just want to go. I want to go with this. What happens when voting polls open up and COVID-19 is back, and then they don't open voting polls because they're doing social distancing, and you have to vote from home?
No,
There's a word for that. It is
one
single word for that. It's called gerrymandering, and that means when somebody is tampering with elections. Because listen. Collusion.
Look at y'all.
Exactly.
Don't play with Jason now. He about to pull out everything. I didn't even know what that was. He said,
go ham. Listen, if I can go to Macy's, I can go to the voting polls. So if they do try to pull that, then you know what?
Yeah, but
people need to demand that either we're not going to count this election or we're going to redo it when we can all vote.
But what you're not hearing on the news right now, because of everything else going on, is the rise of COVID again.
Yeah.
Like, it's taken a back seat, but the minute as things have opening, so have the cases of COVID. They've increased. Well, and even in the state of Florida, when they first opened things up, they reported high number of cases, and the lady who was in charge of the reporting got fired.
Okay, so let me ask you this. We were just talking about the hypocrisy of politics. So then my next question to whoever is deciding, hey, we're going to close these polls due to COVID. I'm going to be like, well, then why are you just now moving on this? Because the double standard is not going to be tolerated anymore. That's just what it is.
They don't got no more money for no more stimulus. They need y'all to get back to work. Yeah. It's going to be called survival of the fittest. If you can't survive COVID, you got to go.
I'm pretty sure I've had it like 4 times and I'm good. So, you know,
listen.
If one of our 10 view, we're going to keep on pressing.
Look, I don't know what you guys know, but the only real victim in America right now is R. Kelly.
Here we go.
We got a new guest. We got a new guest. So Trey, whenever we bring on an inaugural guest, like on that episode, we got to find out your thoughts and feelings on R. Kelly.
Wait, you do this to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. His is in the lost episode though. So
oh my god.
R. Kelly has a special place.
Wait. I'll give you a quick breakdown. I believe I should not stop listening to R. Kelly music. I like R. Kelly's music. I like to continue to listen to it. I believe he was wrong in what he did, but I don't believe he was the only one at fault. he likes to keep his opinions to himself, and he doesn't like to get involved in that. But that's how I feel, because people say boycott R. Kelly, don't listen to his music, but I still listen to that shit.
So for me, I feel like he's where he belongs. I don't think there's an excuse for it. I do think that in any type of situation, whether it's a Harvey Weinstein, or Bill Cosby, or R. Kelly, we have to separate artistry from a person, because he did create some really good iconic music. Right. And if I hear it now, it's gonna touch me in a spot that, you know, like
he's gonna touch you in a spot.
Look, not like that.
You're an R. Kelly victim.
Pause. Okay, so pause. But what I'm just saying, like, you know how music touches people, so it's gonna evoke like either happiness or whatever that song is meant to evoke. And so, like, sometimes these things are automatic. Have you ever been in a club and you just get chill bumps because a song that you heard was just that good? So I feel like sometimes you have to separate the artistry, but I do feel very strongly that he's where he belongs.
All right, well, I'm going to say, damn, this is so fucked up.
Listen.
Speak on it.
Then,
speak on it.
If you want to gather your thoughts, I'll give my opinion.
Honestly, it's like you really can't cut R. Kelly out anyway. Like he wrote for so many different artists, so many, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're listening to this man's music every day. Like, you could sit here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to B2K. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly wrote for B2K. You know what I'm saying? When I listen to their music, I hear R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, man, R. Kelly, man, you fucked up, dog. You fucked up, dog. You ain't right, nigga. Fuck you, man. So I'm disappointed because, you know, even like as a fan, you know, I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. I'm from Aurora, you know what I'm saying? So anytime he drops new music, like, we're the first to hear that, you know what I'm saying? And he always drops really, like, good shit. He wrote for Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wrote for so many dope-ass artists.
It's not about what he did. It's about the talent that keeps the music going.
But the thing is, this is the problem that people have with that, though. When people listen to this music, for example, Aaliyah's album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, when she dropped that album, she was 14 years old. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people listen to her, like, when they listen to Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and they listen to those lyrics, they're gonna be like, yeah, man. Like, it just, the whole narrative changes.
Yeah, you're thinking about, wow, she was
underage.
Underage with this man.
Right, they'll bring
exactly.
Up the marriage,
and then you start listening to the lyrics, you're like, whoa, that's fucked up.
Like, yo, like, the whole narrative change, like, the whole thing, like, and it's happened. Like, I've sat here and I listened to songs, and I'm like, damn. and it's all about the time frame too, about, you know, like, what year the song came out and all that shit. And he's just like, bro, and then in the events that occurred during that time, he's just like, damn, man, what the fuck?
It's almost like you get mad at him for putting yourself in that predicament.
Like,
because
nigga, like,
otherwise, why'd you make me like you so much? Right. Exactly.
So, like, it's like, dude, like, are you really, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, in my head, like, when I'm listening to, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you get your little sex playlist when you want to get your little sexy freak on, you know, bring a lady to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
You want to throw that, you know what I'm saying? Throw in that little 12 play, bro.
You better speak on it.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even do what you're going to do, because when you get to do it, you be like, damn, man, wait a minute. Was he really
in your head about
that shit?
Was this song meant for somebody that ain't even in the room right now?
So this actually leads me to one of my views on this is like, and it's super controversial, is it's R. Kelly. Everybody loves R. Kelly. People go to concerts and they throw their panties.
These are old ass women. Yes, I've seen it. These are old nasty, bro.
They throw their panties at this man. Yes.
Rub on his nuts. He puts his nuts in their face. And he's just, like, bro, they are tweaking over this man.
So R. Kelly is 100% wrong in his actions, right?
Yes.
He should not be preying on these little girls, right?
Facts.
But at a certain point, these bitches lied to get into the clubs, lied to get into the...
And I've heard stories. I know females who have done that. You know what I'm saying? And there are females who are at, you know what I'm saying, like I said, at that age, you know, they like older men. And it's just like, yo, where the fuck does this come from? Like, where did this mindset come from? Do we blame your settings?
Yeah,
like, do we blame your mom?
Like, where were the parents? Like, I just feel like there's not enough. Everyone wants to go and just completely blame R. Kelly. R. Kelly is not wrong, but we refuse to ask the question
no, he's
where
wrong.
were these...
But whoever's supposed to be watching them damn kids is twice as wrong, because if you sitting there sliding money and they pocket to be fucking around with some little kids, you should be in jail right next to this motherfucking ass nasty son of a bitch.
That was your point.
But that was my point. Was that?
But my point,
everybody enabled him to continue to do what he did.
Stop. Y'all ain't shit.
But my point was just a little. My bent was a little bit different. Okay, I meet a girl in the club. She says she's 18. She had a fake ID. She presented it. I meet this girl in the club, and clearly, after 5 minutes of conversation, she is not 18. Now, does that give me the right to go ahead and do what I'm going to do to this girl when I know that through conversation, through, interactions with her parents or what have you, to continue to do these things? If it was a slip up and R. Kelly did it one time, okay, you can say, you know what? He met a girl in the club, they hooked up, he didn't know she had a fake ID. This nigga was locking people in basements.
So, but that part,
it's called Stockholm Syndrome, man.
So again, that part, I feel like someone just got into a situation they were not comfortable with and didn't know how to say no. But
it
for you to tell me that
it wouldn't have mattered if they said no. At that point,
of women after him has to lock people in a house.
He don't want
it's not even about that. You're thinking from it. You're thinking from it.
Because if he wanted them damn women, he would have shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It is more often. It's more often about, and I mean, come on. You're in the porn community. You know a little bit about a lot of things. No, I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't do porn.
I'm not saying you do it, but I'm saying out of everybody, he probably knows more.
I know he was about the dungeon
lifestyles than any of us.
Community too.
Hit me up at longdongnegro.com.
No, I'm just saying he probably knows a little bit more about alternate lifestyles than the average person.
Yeah,
so, having said that, it's not even. It's not about the ability to get women. It's about power. It's about domination.
I understand that, but.
Defamation. So it's here, not. Let's not.
Consensus is we all agree.
Let's not give this man a pass.
He's guilty as fuck.
No, I don't want to give him a pass.
No,
I just feel like we're not asking certain questions about the situation.
He's guilty as fuck.
Yes,
we all agree.
I feel like we have asked these questions, which is why he got away with it for as long as he did.
Yeah. But the parents also enabled the shit.
Up to him.
The parents also allowed this shit to happen.
Right.
Exactly. No doubt. 100%. You don't have control of your kids, because Gloria would have beat my ass.
Consensus to not beat up a subject. We all agree R. Kelly's a nasty fuck. We all agree he's guilty.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The real question, again, because a lot of people, they point the finger at him, and he's not, he got co-defendants. That's all I'm saying, is that he not the only one that should be on trial here.
The bouncer, the
parents, the bouncers, the managers, the people in the clubs.
Absolutely. We hold everybody
and you can say ultimately it was R. Kelly's decision to do all the shit he did. Right? That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking at this point, is it still cool to get down to 12 play?
Yes.
Again, I said from the beginning, I don't agree with him, but you have to separate the artistry from the person.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck in the I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, not saying I it's just hard.
Let me ask you this.
I ain't gonna know. You know what? I probably wouldn't do. I probably do some sexual shit to some songs he written for other people, not to him specifically. Is that better?
Would you drive a Volkswagen? Huh? Would you drive a Volkswagen car?
I mean, I've drove one before. I mean,
would you own one? Would you own a Volkswagen?
If I had no choice,
Okay, so Volkswagens were Nazi cars. Those were started by the Nazi party.
But I never had one, so it's okay.
Okay.
I've had a Ford. I had a Ford and a Dodge. That's it.
All American. So you support the slave masters by buying their cars.
Hey. Shit, this is my land first, hell.
It's like you got to draw the line somewhere, and I just feel like it's arbitrary.
There's no safe car anymore, so you have to fucking ride around the horse and carriage.
Y'all gonna have something to say about Suzuki, Mazda, Buick, Cadillac.
I'm gonna get me a horse and carriage and be riding around the street.
Hey.
You mean those Native American horses that were stolen along with the land of their people?
Jesus Christ, man.
Every horse here is native to here. So therefore, by the what is it? The
eminent domain.
So who?
I don't know. It belongs to the native.
Not to go on the subject too crazy, but who was worse, Bill Cosby or R. Kelly?
I think Bill Cosby. I don't know. I don't know.
Bill Cosby, most definitely.
Yeah, right. I don't know enough about R. Kelly to like compare them, but Bill Cosby was pretty bad.
Bill Cosby is immediately worse.
Yeah,
that is actively drugging and raping people.
Honestly, I'm gonna reserve judgment on this one because I mean, the shit that I heard during that documentary, if everything that we heard, the accusations are true, I just can't get with somebody that's going to falsely imprison and physically abuse a person.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just can't get with that.
According
to me, that's worse.
According to accusations, Bill Cosby drugged the pudding to little people.
Wow.
I mean,
it's catching up with him now, and I think he's where he needs to be too.
I understand R. Kelly locked people up, but for them to walk in that basement, they did it on their own free will. You never heard drugs was involved.
How do we know they did it on their own free will? Maybe they walked in the house on their own free will. But who the hell do you know is going to say, hey, look, I'm going to put you in this basement.
Andre was locked up in R. Kelly's basement for 2 months.
In the lost episode, we talked about
tell him about your time in R. Kelly's basement.
Like, people do that all the time.
I feel like you come to these fetishes later in life. You don't come to these they're not coming to the fact that they're turned on by that kind of stuff at the age of 14, bro.
Let's
be honest.
Yeah. I get you.
Why you think he go to dungeons? He was locked up
He's
in R. Kelly basement.
also much older than these women were.
But he was locked up in R. Kelly basement for 2 months.
Ain't nothing was wrong. I got pissed on a little bit, but ain't wasn't nothing too bad.
Okay, bro.
At the end of the day, I see it as it's just talent. It's music. It's something people can vibe to and listen to feel better. It's so
sad.
But then when it comes to the person, I mean, there's people who have their demons and everything.
But you have to take into account that when you stream his music or you listen to his music, you potentially put money in his pocket.
You put money in the government's pockets because he got a lot of money he do not owe.
Yeah.
So actually,
that money don't go to his damn kids.
Nah,
I ain't streaming that shit no more.
It's going to the government because he owe them buku money. Right. Now they may distribute some of that to his kids for child support.
Why does he owe them money?
Child support,
Why does he owe money?
For taxes and shit and restitution.
Restitution for
and
what?
Fines.
Peeing on people?
Actually, no.
This man
It was a criminal case, so I don't know if there was restitution.
How many urine stains on couches they got to clean up?
Oh man!
All right, so let's move on from R. Kelly. All right. Let's talk about something crazy. So, theme parks is opening up, right?
Yes.
Fucking horrible idea. Is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. The whole opening everything up is the stupidest shit. Because what are you gonna? All right, look at it like this. Before the pandemic, right? What were people doing? People were living their normal lives and going out, doing whatever, and it's still spiked. It's horrible. So what's gonna happen when you got all these people going out to riots and stuff, not wearing masks? Well,
we talk about theme parks. We don't talk about riots.
All right, but let me get to it. There's people who are going out to protests and stuff, and then people who go to those protests, what are they gonna do? Want to go to theme parks too? Everyone wants to go to the theme park. So when they're in these protests and riots or whatever, they're not wearing a mask. There's people who aren't wearing a mask. They go to these theme parks. They're close to a bunch of people. They spread the virus. Then what's gonna happen?
Let me focus this.
Hold on 1 second. I want to piggyback or comment on that. As from what I've done research on that too. As far as they have certain procedures, and I know maybe you'll probably be able to pass some of those procedures because it's they start with an A. I'm high. Forgive me. Asymptomaniac. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that thank you. Asymptomatic. Right. So I can kind of understand where you're coming from with that too, but they are kind of taking procedures and stuff like that.
Well, let me just focus a little bit. Bring in the broad picture that I'm gonna focus it a little bit because I feel like me and you, we're on the same page. So here's the thing: you got people. The whole point of a theme park is for people to come together to experience an experience. So you're going to have people not only from the area that you're from, but from all over the world. There are different places, not just over the world, but in the United States alone, that have different concentrations of cases of COVID. So if you got somebody coming out of just say Mississippi, where the concentration is roughly 40%, then that is increasing your chances of spreading it across the borders. It really should be opened up when everything else opens up. It shouldn't open up before. It should be phase 3 or after, because literally you have people coming from all over the world. You're going to have people flying in from China. So not only do you have people coming in from overseas and abroad, they're getting on planes where they're sitting in a fucking box where they're just infecting one another the whole way to wherever they're going. And then they're going to get off the plane and they're going to go to a theme park that it's virtually impossible to enforce social distancing. You're going to pass by people, maybe standing in line is the only place they can enforce social distancing. Yeah. And so you're going to have all these concentration of people coming to a theme park. It's a bad idea.
Oh, y'all take shit like I don't know what's up with y'all right now.
Hey, we're thinking. Listen, we're thinking.
Listen,
yeah. That's what's wrong with us.
It's my fucking turn to talk, okay? You shut up.
Do we need a talking stick? Is that what
that's what we need a fucking talking
stick. Pass the feeling stick to baby powder.
Y'all motherfuckers went way too far. I'm not even thinking about this whole spread of virus and shit. I'm thinking about who the fuck wants to go to a place to wait in line to wait in lines. Right,
but that's
like that. Literally, no. Waiting in line is normal. Waiting in line to then therefore wait in another line, because
for every ride you go on.
So at 25% capacity, example, Disney World lets 100 people in. 200 people are at the gate. 100 people go in. To another 100 people are standing there waiting. Right. So when one person decides to leave, another person can go in.
It's like the club.
Right?
It's like
so
the club.
You're waiting in line to get into Disney World.
To wait
then when you get into Disney World, you have to wait in said second line to get on the fucking ride. You talk about COVID. What about the fucking time of your life? You lose it. fuck COVID. You'll get COVID and you'll live, but you'll never get that time in life back.
Don't go. Wait for this shit to be over. Then
no, but I'm just saying that there's so many better things you could do. You could figure out how to invent a fucking raincoat so R. Kelly can't pee on people no more.
Okay, if I may, I do see the appeal of Disney World. It is an experience unlike any other. We take it for granted because we live here in Florida, but I get I get people wanting to experience it at least once in their life. I'm more concerned about if you're prematurely opening things, then second waves are gonna come. Like I really feel like we as a society, especially American society, we tend to pick and choose what we want from the scientific community to fit whatever we want to do. And that's not how it is. Science is absolute. So if they say, you know what, if you open this up, there's going to be a second wave, guess what? There's going to be a second wave. Yeah. I ain't trying to do that. So what I'm going to do is let your dumb ass wait in line and see what happens. And then when it does happen, I'm going to be like, mm-hmm.
But the point I'm getting at isn't about like them opening Disney or a theme park. My point is, who the fuck actually sits there and makes a decision like, yo, I'm gonna go to Disney World to wait in line to wait in another fucking line?
A lot of
Brazilians.
So
hell of a lot of Brazilians.
Yes, right.
Portuguese. You need to speak it.
So you have pass holders who pay for a pass.
Yeah.
All right. So you basically get in the park for free or for whatever premium. But every other ticket holder who spends $160 and you'll never be able to experience what you can experience between social distancing and a 25% capacity, because they're not going to sit there and run all 15 of those little carts on these rides, because they're going to have to sanitize and show some type of we care about your hygiene shit, so they're gonna have to like wipe down the small world. Was it the all around the world ride or Peter Pan? Got to wipe that shit down every fucking time.
Well, listen,
you
Disney
get on
owns the world, so they will have people out there in full costume, sweating their ass off, wiping these shits off at the speed of light.
I was about to say too that them damn the park hours gonna be cut like a motherfucker. They still doing this curfew shit at a certain time.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the mindset of Disney World. It's the mindset of the motherfucker who wants to go into a line.
The waste of time.
If there was no such thing as COVID, I would only go to Disney World during the off season where I know I can get on something fast, or if I had the magic band. Period.
I just want to eat the food.
That's smart. That's the smart thing. People, if you're listening, especially to our friends that that want to come to us from France, we got to shout out to France. If you're coming, go ahead and get you a magic band because you don't want to wait in this Florida humidity. Wait to get in and then wait to get on the ride. It's miserable.
So I would assume they get a spike in express passes or whatever the hell it is. Because
not a bad idea.
Because you would that would be the only way.
But if everybody has an express pass, then is it really an express pass? Exactly. Like but again, well, why are they going before? Then it becomes first come first serve, which puts us right back to where the fuck we were.
I could have got this shit for free.
But that's the point. Is that like how your mindset is when you do these things like. You take COVID and everything else aside, like who wants to go to a place where all they have to do, like you spend most of your time waiting in line. Think about when you go to Universal. Even if you go to Universal at 9:00 in the morning and you're there all fucking day, if you don't go on the right day, you spend 30 to 40 minutes of ride for 2 minutes.
Right.
Transformers
is only
you
like
might as well pay for sex. Seconds. You get a better thrill.
Wow.
You're right. I mean, we get it, but
go to
also
OPD
we're locals.
For that OBT.
Yeah, we get it, but also we're locals. We're just trying to,
everybody talks about like how all these small businesses were hurt by COVID, but nobody talks about how the pimp game was hurt by COVID. You got this rise of this OnlyFans crap and Snapchat Premium and all this. And what about the local pimp?
The brick and mortar pimp.
The brick and mortar pimps.
The brick and mortar pimp.
Who here is thinking about the local pimp? Chinchillas ain't cheap. Cadillacs are V8s. They take gasoline.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Real cheap for a minute there.
Yeah.
But who's thinking about the local pimp? When can he get his hoes back on the track to find these tricks and make a buck? How's she supposed to suck a dick and make a dude rich?
Hey, I'm sure there's a bunch of pimps out there who didn't stop doing shit.
Well, speaking as a man, yeah, they're affected right now.
A man who visits pimps?
No, but just a man in general because this is universal. Listen, yes, his business is affected now, but when you see the woman on the sidewalk, back on the sidewalk, and she fine, you gonna pay for it. So he better be cashing them stimulus checks. The whole thing's over.
I missed the whole idea of the actual like the flamboyant pimp with the with the fur coat, the animal print, the big gold chain.
Nah, son, he need to put them in the closet, get them ramen noodles popping, cash this stimulus check, and wait this bitch out until they got a vaccine. And then he put these hoes back on the corner.
Did hoes file for unemployment?
But do pimps have to sanitize their hands in between every bitch slap?
Oh, like if you slap one bitch and you're gonna slap another one,
you can't
sanitize.
You can't pimp slap two hoes. Like you only can pimp slap one, and then you have to sanitize before you pimp slap the second one.
Well, let's be honest.
Isn't that like blessing you? Like here's some holy water. Get back on the track.
Well, I feel like the realest pimps, the ones that use baby powder, they had to get baby powder after every slap, baby powder,
exactly.
Right? So like now instead of baby powder, they just get hand sanitizer, and I'm gonna slap you, and I'm gonna hit you with that sanitizer.
But
so
here's the difference, though.
Pimp.
And I speak from experience, being my previous profession. When you put baby powder on your hand and you slap a bitch, it's just a little cloud of smoke. It's like LeBron pregame. But when you put Purell on your hand and then you smack a bitch, it's a fucking
shit hurts. Yeah.
It's a splatter. Like,
so I got a simple.
You know, hand sanitizer's 80% alcohol half the time. So
you gonna be wiping off bitches' makeup.
I got a simple solution. For all you pimps out there that's trying to sanitize and purify these hoes when you're trying to correct them, you go ahead and you put the gel sanitizer in your hand, right? So it's only going to. Have you not slapped somebody with a handful of gel? That shit'll go everywhere. You don't use a handful of gel. You use a dime-sized amount, like the directions say. What you a frugal pimp over here? No, I'm just following the directions, motherfucker. All right, so what happens to the pimp when hand sanitizer becomes scarce again? What's he supposed to do?
He can make his own. There's ways to make your own hand sanitizer.
I mean, there's so many
pimps
YouTube
don't even
videos.
make their own money. Why they go make their own hand sanitizer?
Listen, they might have that fire.
You obviously know.
They might want to put a little bit of their cologne on there, so that that's their calling card. Like this hand sanitizer smell like my bitch.
I don't like.
But
who would want to pick up a hoe on the track that smells like men's cologne?
Right.
True.
Right?
Not me.
You want to muscle up to a
they
chick
probably
that
gonna
smells
smell like
Andre?
men's cologne anyway. If we being honest, I mean, there's a little skin on skin contact when it comes to fucking.
So question, right? Here we go. Let's pop into this, right?
Okay.
So say you met a chick at the club, right? And you take her home and y'all's making out, and she smells like Old Spice.
Wow.
What you gonna do? You gonna continue? Or you gonna make some excuse to get her in the shower?
Listen, I'm pretty
sure.
No,
she finna take a shower.
I'm pretty sure there's been times that I've came home smelling like a girl that I grinded on. But smelling like perfume.
But that's after.
Why
you
grinding on women,
it.
Jason?
That's after.
I'm a man.
That's after you did it. I'm saying that you're being intimate with somebody and they smell like
Chanel Blue.
No. That's not being intimate when you just getting straight to the fucking. There's no foreplay.
No. You're making
you
out
all up on
like,
her.
No.
You kissing her. You kissing her.
Hey, no, you just gotta fuck the hoe. That's
the whole room gonna smell. I appreciate that, Trey. Because the whole room gonna smell like sex before I'm done anyway. So it don't matter what the fuck she smell like beforehand.
That foreplay, intimacy, rubbing and shit.
That's for your old lady.
Look, no, you don't do that to these hoes, dog. You fucking no. You don't rub
all right,
the
but
hoes.
all right. So say we not talking about a hoe.
You just fuck them.
say you be intimate with somebody and they smell like Old Spice. Are you able to get past that?
It depends who she is. Like if she's like my girl, nah.
If she my girl, then
she shouldn't even be smelling like another nigga. Bye, bitch.
If your girl smell like Old Spice, you need to be asking more fucking questions than you need to ask. Why the fuck you smell like Old Spice? Who was that old dude you were with? And then you know what?
Listen, I seen the Old Spice commercial. If a bitch show up looking like or smell like Old Spice, I'm gonna be real suspicious.
Especially if she was hanging out with Terry Crews and she got a picture on her Instagram.
Listen. If my girlfriend come home smell like Old Spice, it's gonna turn into Ron Isley real quick.
What the hell is going on?
Wait, did it R. Kelly write that song? Wait, did it R. Kelly write that?
Probably so, but it's
also it's gonna turn into that. You gonna piss on her?
Did I not lead into my opinion with separate
the R. Kelly
artist
saga continues? I just want to point that.
But I said before I even started speaking, I said you have to separate the artistry from the person.
Exactly. It's just
and
so
that song
crazy how
is a banger.
All back to R. Kelly.
Right.
I'm still disappointed in you, nigga.
I mean, I feel like at this point, our podcast should be 6 Degrees of RKelly instead of Kevin Bacon.
He said it's gonna be Ron Isley real quick. He gonna turn right into R. Kelly and be contagious. Is that corona contagious or urine sample passing contagious?
I just want. We can't escape R. Kelly.
You'll never.
I mean, I love it.
Wait. You said what?
We can't escape R. Kelly's basement.
Is that why
we're trapped in the closet?
Right.
Parts 1 through 12.
Listen, even if he can't get you physically, he gets you mentally fucked up. Like either way, R. Kelly's got you some way, somehow or another. Oh shit.
That's crazy.
That's good though.
All right, so we nearing the end anyway.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate everybody joining the podcast today.
Yo, thank you for having me. I'm gonna have to come back again sometime. This was a riot.
Yes,
So,
it's
No pun intended.
It's very entertaining. Usually the guest stars end up becoming regulars. I just kind of popped in and was like, you know what? I think I like it here. I'll stay.
It's funny to go from like it went political. It went
It's a little bit
Crazy.
a little crazy, but the whole subject of anything you learned today, and I will tell you the most important advice you could learn is if somebody is trying to pee on you, move out of the way
ASAP.
I mean, there's a whole there's
unless you like that.
ASAP.
Right, there's this cartoon called Boondocks. Watch it. I mean, it addresses that very issue.
So
I've seen that.
With
I
that,
haven't seen a lot, but I've
with
seen
that,
episode.
we're gonna cut it. Again, follow us at BP_2dab at all social media platforms. Any podcast platform you got. We just got iHeartRadio. It's 2Dab Crew. Thank you for tuning in. We'll hit you with a peace.
Peace.
Hmm.